Today I have my computer here. I'm going to connect it with the VNet we built last time. So in the last video we created a VLAN, two V network. With one of them we had the domain controller, and the other VNet we had the failover cluster built with shared disk. Today I'm going to connect this computer to that VNet so that I can have a local IP address for this computer to interact with the resources in Azure. Even I could add my system to the domain controller built in Azure. I can directly connect with the SQL Server instances installed using my local IP address over the VPN connection instead of using the public IP address for the VMs or even the public IP address for the load balancer. Here are all the resources we created last time. So next we will set up a VPN gateway that has connectivity enabled through signed certificate. I'll show you how to generate the certificate from the same system. I'll export the certificate, upload to the Azure, and it will be ready to connect. Okay, let's have a look at all the resources built last time. So we had multiple VNet. That means we have exactly two VNet, FC1 VNet and Shell Labs VNet. And this is the first VNet we created in East Asia. So we had the domain controller sitting in East Asia, and we created a new VNet in West Europe to get the zone redundant failover cluster. If you look at VNets we have two VNets in our subscription. Shell Labs VNet is the first VNet we created. That's in East Asia, and if you look at the connected devices, we have the domain controller connected to the Azure Labs VNet, and there is a pairing connected towards the FC1 VNet. Okay, so let's get into FC1 VNet, and if you see the connected devices, here we have two nodes of the Windows failover cluster with the private IP addresses 10104 and 10105, and SQL load balancer we built for the availability for the SQL instances. We have the two front-end IP addresses for the load balancer because we had two SQL installations. So let's see what we are going to do today is we're going to build a VPN, a point-to-site VPN, and connect it with the network FC1 VNet and see if we are able to interact with these resources directly. Okay, thanks. Let's get into it. I'll be closely following up with this link. I'll also share the same link in the description. So I already tested this. I followed the entire steps and it was working fine. So I'll do the same. I'll repeat the same. So the first step will be to create VNet. So we already have a VNet, so we're not going to create the VNet. So I'm going to create the VPN gateway in the West Europe region. Let's go ahead and open a new portal. I'm going to create a virtual network gateway. Okay, here you go. Select the virtual network gateway, click on create. Okay, I'm using the free trial subscription. I'm going to create okay, let me show you first. Show you one thing before I create the VPN. So if you look at the connected devices, if I try to ping 10.106 from my computer, it doesn't ping because I'm not in the network. But if I go ahead and ping the public IP, that will work because that's public IP. It's accessible everywhere. So once it starts running, it should be pingable. It's not pinging. So let me try to RDP.IP. Yeah, it's online. Maybe the ping is blocked. Okay, the UDP port for the ping is blocked. Whereas we get this prompt, that means we can RDP. Yes, it's connecting. I'm able to connect to that virtual machine using the public IP address, but I won't be able to ping or RDP the private. Okay, let me connect the private IP 10.1.0.4. Sorry, let's copy 10.1.0.4 and let me disconnect the other session. And then connect with the private IP address. It doesn't work. That says there is no connectivity at the moment. So we're going to create the connectivity using the VPN gateway. Okay. And we'll let it fail. So okay, it failed. That means it's not connecting. Let's close this. Close that. Let's go back to this RDP session after we create a VPN. I'm going to create a VPN like home VPN. Location. If I select East US, I won't be able to see any network because I don't have any VNet created in East US. So the failover cluster instances are located in West Europe. So I'm going to create the VPN gateway in West Europe. There you go. We have to select VPN. Gateway type should be VPN, and VPN type will be route based. And we just need basic. Let me show you why I'm selected basic. If you go under this queue, gateway, I'll put the link to this page in the description. Here you see in generation 1 basic, we can connect up to 128 point to site VPN using point to site SSTP connection. Okay. From Windows, we use SSTP, whereas IKEv2 and OpenVPN connections are not supported in basic. So let's go ahead, select basic, generation 1. I got the VNet here, FC1 VNet. And here is the gateway subnet address range that came up, that got picked up automatically with 256 addresses available. Let's validate it. Okay. Let's go to FC1 VNet, look at the address space. It's 10.1.0.0.16, and if you go to shell apps, VNet address space is 10.0.0.0.16. That means there is no overlap. You can go ahead and use the automatically picked up address space for the gateway subnet address range. The public IP address, I'm going to create a new public IP address because I won't be having, these are the public IP for the nodes. I'm going to create a new public IP for home VPN IP. I'm going to name it like that, and it can be basic again. And assignment dynamic, I'm not able to change it. These let it be default, disabled, and that's it. These are the settings. Let's cross check with the URL. It says we select the address space, subnet name. Okay, that's for the VNet. If you look at the Virtual Network Gateway, it's out base. We have selected the right one. We didn't select the SKU because we felt like only the basic is enough. And the gateway subnet address range, we have got satisfied with the automatically picked up IP address. Public IP address name, I just gave home VPN instead of having, home VPN IP. I'll give PIP instead, so to match PIP, public IP. Okay, so that means we are here correct until here. Okay. So we have already created the VNet. Let's continue, and okay, now we are at the VPN Gateway stage. We have already filled in the form. Next, we can put the tag and create it. I'll put new one. Point to site VPN. Okay. I'll put the point to site VPN. Okay. Then you're gonna create this basic virtual network gateway. It's created. And meanwhile, by the time it gets created, let's have a look at the next step. Next step will be, okay, I just created. Okay, we need to generate the certificate. So we're gonna use the method shown here by using Windows 10 PowerShell. So we'll generate the certificate using PowerShell. I've already opened the link. I'll put the link to that page also in the description. Here you go. We have to open up a PowerShell console. I'm going to create, I'm going to open Windows PowerShell ISE. Copy the code on this page. You can see the code here. This will create, okay, this creates a child cert. Okay, let me go up. Okay, here you go. Here is the section where it creates a self-signed root certificate. We need to copy this script. It will create a certificate named P2S root cert. Okay, I'll keep the same name. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to copy it. Copy. Okay, this is the one where I did last time. I'm going to close it. Open a new window. Paste it here. And I'm going to leave everything same. I'm not going to change anything. The name can be the same. I'm making it exportable so that you can export and upload to Azure. So let's create it. Okay, now, okay, let's see. Let's look at the cert repository if you have any certification already created. For that, open up certmgr.mec. Now that you can see, okay, under cert current user, I'm in current user. Go to my personal. Okay, under my section, there are no certificates here. So when I run this PowerShell command, I'm going to select it and press F8. Or you can select this button, click this button. It would create a certificate here. So you can see it created a certificate folder. Inside that you see the certificate, the root certificate that we just created, P2S root cert, that just got created here. So that, until then we are good. Next step will be to create a client certificate. So the root certificate we need to upload to the VPN Gateway in Azure, and the client certificate we will keep it with us. So we'll have to create this client certificate to all the machines that will be connecting to this VPN Gateway. So I'm going to make this machine connect to the VPN. So we need a client certificate for that root certificate. I'm going to generate the client certificate for the same. So for that we have a ready-made script available here. This will create the child certificate. That's a client certificate. I'm going to copy that script, paste it here. So here you have if you select this $cert, we have the value for that certificate. So we have the thumbprint already loaded into a variable. So we are going to make use of that variable name. And we are going to sign this child certificate using this thumbprint of the root certificate. So let me create it. So here you see the P2S child cert is a name. I don't see any child certificate created already. So I'm going to create it now. Select them and run it. Sorry for the background noise. There is a lot of heavy rain outside. That's the reason there's a lot of background noise. I'm very sorry for that. So now here you can see it has printed the thumbprint of the child certificate. And if you go here, refresh the search manager, you will see the child certificate created. Okay. Now that we are done with the child certificate, next we need to export the root certificate out of there, out of the search manager. Root certificate will be the second one here on the list. Right click, Alt Task, export. Next, do not export the private key. Select the no. Select base 64. It should be base 64. It's mentioned clearly here that we need to select base 64 so that it be in a particular format supported by Azure. This is this format. Okay, I'm gonna export it in base 64 format. Export it under desktop. I'll put it in my desktop. This is the last time I did. I'm going to export the new certificate in the desktop. Point to site root certificate. Excuse me. So I'm going to export it in .cer format in the desktop folder. Next, so here we have the file. Export was successful. That's it. Now scroll down. So here you can see here I have the certificate here on the desktop. Open with Notepad, you'll get the certificate. You can right click, copy, because we will need that over here. So once we have the certificate created, so we are at the stage. Okay, generate certificate and install on any supported VPN client. That's done. Next step will be to add a VPN client address pool. Let's see if the VPN gateway got created. So the deployment is still in progress. So we'll have to wait until the VPN gateway gets created. Let's see how long does the VPN gateway get created. Okay. And start gateway deployment. Oh, VPN gateway can take up to 45 minutes or more to complete depending on the gateway queue that you have selected. Since we have selected the basic, it might take a little longer. Okay, then let's wait until it's completed. I'll get back to you once the VPN gateway gets created. Okay, now we have the VPN created. Okay, all the three have completed. But here it says it started at 11:25 p.m. my time. Let's see how much time it actually took to create the VPN gateway. So we have to go to the resource group, go under deployments, and you'll see that here is the deployment for the virtual network gateway. It took exactly 47 minutes and 46 seconds. Okay, that's the time taken for the virtual network gateway basic. Okay, so let's go to the deployment. What is the next step? The next step will be to create the VPN client address pool. So let's go here. Where do we find it? Open virtual network gateway. We have to click on point to site configuration. Click on point to site configuration and then click configure now. Okay, I clicked on configure now. Here we have to give the address pool. So in the address pool box, add the private IP address range that you want to use. VPN client will receive an IP address. Okay, so we have to give an address pool over there so the client will automatically get the IP address in that address pool. So I'm going to give the same address. Let me look at the subnet. Gateway subnet is 10.1.0.24. So I'm going to give something similar with a different range. I'll give 10.1.2.20. What if I give the same subnet as the gateway subnet. Okay. Still accepts it 10.1.1.0.24, but I'm going to give a different subnet 10.1.2.0.24. So that will be the IP address for the VPN clients. Okay, that will be the IP address range for the VPN clients. So it accepted that value. So then we have to give the certificate. Okay, VPN client root cert. I'm gonna upload our certificate here. So it will be. We have to paste certificate data here. Let's see how it is pasted. Let's go here. Okay, here it says it needs minimum subnet mask of 29 bit. What if we give 16? No, we can give 29 itself. Cert data, we need to put the certificate information here. Here is where we upload the root certificate. Okay, so here we have already exported last time, so I have it open here. So it says did not accept the value. Let's see why. Okay, we should not copy that comment. Let's remove. Let's copy only the value. Certificate content. Okay, and we have the value there. Save it. Okay, it says VPN Gateway's VPN client address pool overlaps with virtual network's address space. Okay, then it has to be a separate range of IP address. 10.1.0.0.16 is the virtual network address space. 10.1.0.0.16 is the network address space. I'll copy that value. I'll give a different value for the VPN client. I'll give 10 to 29. Okay. Share Labs VNet is 10.0.0.16, 10.1.0.16 is the FCI VNet, and 10.2.0.0.9 is what we are going to give for the VPN clients. Let's see if that works. Yes, that's working. Meanwhile, let's look at what should be the next step for us. The certificate is loaded. We clicked on save. Okay. Okay, client certificate is already installed because when we created the certificate, we exported. We used that same certificate and generated the client certificate. So we have both the root certificate and the client certificate on my system. So next step would be to connect to the virtual network using P2S. Each computer can use a VPN client that is natively installed. Okay, you don't have to install any extra tool. You can use a native VPN client available in Windows. Says updating. Looks like it's gonna take time again, maybe 45 minutes, maybe. Okay, looks like it's completed. It took almost 5 minutes to create the point to site configuration. Now that this configuration is done, let's see what is the next step. Next step will be to connect. Let's see if there is an option to download. Okay, here there is an option to download VPN client. So I've got this. I'm going to save it. Open the file location. Okay, let's see what is inside. generic MD64. Okay, run this. On this. Okay, created that VPN. Let me delete the previous one I created. Remove it. This one is created. Let me look at the options. Click on edit. I don't see anything. Looks like it created something. Okay, it opened up Azure VPN Client. Click on connect. Okay, it's connecting. Oh, awesome! That's how we need to connect. So that was the problem. We should download the client here. So we download the VPN client, and then once it is downloaded, you can open that VPN based on your system architecture. Open the respective exe client, double click and execute it, and then install it. So once that is done, you will find the VPN connection under here. It says it's connected. See, now you can see it's connected. Now let's validate if we have connected to the right place. We should go to the portal. Let's look at connections. We don't see any connections there. Let's see point to site sessions. Okay, refresh. It takes some time to update. It says it's updated every 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we can try connecting to our machines. Should be able to connect with the private IP. Let's see if we can ping 10.1.0.4. Yes, you can see the IP starts pinging. That means we are now connected via a private IP to the Azure network. So let's see what will be our IP address. So we have 10.2.0.1. That's the range we gave when we configured point to site here. That is the range. So we'll get 10.2. Our IP addresses will start from 10.2. Will be in the 10.2 subnet. That's why we have an IP address of 10.2.0.1. Okay. So our machine should appear here under the sessions active. So we will take RDP with private IP. Let's connect RDP with the VM, which is in the same network. Yes, it's connecting. Yes, I've connected to this machine, the cluster node 1, using the private IP address. Let's see if our cluster is running, so we can try connectivity with the SQL instance we have installed. SQL instance has a front-end IP, that's the load balancer internal private IP. Cluster manager. Clusters running. Yeah, it's active on the node 1. Let's see if we can try ODBC connection to that cluster. What is the IP address right now? If you see here, 10106 is the IP address. Let's try connecting. Test 10106 is the default instance. That will be the front end load balancer IP as well. I'm gonna connect it with a SQL account. Yes, it's connected. You can see the databases. But let me create a database on that instance. Let me see what is IP address. I'm connecting from that machine and then 06. I'm connecting locally. Oh, login don't have access. I will put the same password should be. I'm going to expose the password. What I'll do is I gave wrong command here. No issues, I'll do one thing. Let me see if I have SQL CMD installed here. No. OSQL? No. Okay. What I'll do is I'll connect with the domain account. That account has access to the SQL instance. So with that, I should be able to create one database. I'm creating a database so we'll get to know if we are connected to the right machine. So I'm going to create some DB named default instance, like that. Here I'm going to create, open up 2106. I'm going to use Windows authentication 10106. It's a front. Okay, I've connected. If we give service from system databases, we have all system database master, 10DB model, and MSDB. I'm going to create database named default instance DB01. Okay, the DB is created. Now if I run this command, I should be able to see the DB. Okay, default instance DB01 is a new DB that I created. Let's see if that DB comes up over here. Let's go back and then click next. Select over here. Okay, now we see the DB here. That means we are connected to the right machine. If you see the test, if you got test, it works fine. Okay, so let's try connecting to the second instance. What is the IP for the second instance? Good, we can even find the IP address under the load balancer settings. So if you go to the connected devices, Here you can see the home VPN got connected. The Virtual Network Gateway also got connected with FCI VNet. VNet. Yeah. CI VNet VNet. So this is the second instance front-end IP. That's 10.107. If you click over there, that's the front-end IP for the second named instance we created. 10.107. I'm gonna try connecting to it. Test INST02 10.1.0.7. 10.107 is the front-end IP. 10.107. And what is the instance name? Instance name is INST02. INST02 is the instance name. Let's see if I'm able to connect there. INST02. Next, I'll use SQL authentication. Yes, it's connecting. Let's create a DB in that instance, so we'll get to know we created the DB at the right place. It's not it. Will this work? Yeah, it works. We have only system databases. I'm going to create a database and instance 02db01. Okay. Spelled it wrong. Should be create database, not databases. Go. Okay, now we have instance 02db01 created. Let's see if that DB comes up over here. Go back, next, select, change database. Yes, we can see instance 02db01 created as well. So I'm going to create the connection and test it. Yes, now we're able to connect to both the SQL instances from our system, from this computer to the VNet. Let's try the other way. Let's try connecting from the Azure virtual machine into our computer. Let's see what is our local IP. IP address is 10.201. Let's see if I can ping that IP. 10.2.01. It's not pinging. Is it because of my firewall? Let's see what is the status of my firewall. It's running. Let's try turn off the firewall. Yes. After I turned off the local firewall, I'm able to ping my computer from the virtual machine deploy in Azure. Okay, I'm gonna enable the firewall back. Stop pinging again. It's okay, no issues. That means we have a full connectivity. My computer is now a local computer in the Azure VNet. Okay, here you can see my connection has come here. You can see my private IP address. You refresh it, duration also comes up here. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you have enjoyed this video. So today we have completed setting up our VPN connection that I can interact with the Azure Virtual Network from my computer as in a local VLAN. Okay. I was able to ping the private IP address. I was able to connect to databases in Azure using the private IP address, and from Azure I was able to ping or contact my computer here. So that's how we extend on-prem in Azure. If you have to do the migration, you have to set up this VPN first, transfer data over the VPN, test the target environment, configure lock shipping, etc., and bring out the target environment and then perform the cutover. That's the secret. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you next time.